Hello, I'm Ashton Carter, Wizard in Residence at the fabulous Steel Cauldron. Thank you so much for coming to one of our wizard schools. As promised, here are some of the videos that will talk you through all of the fabulous magic tricks that we learned during the school. Remember, you came, so keep this secret. A good wizard never tells their secrets. This magic trick is called the special card. And you'll need your little green box of long and short cards. And what you can do with this magic trick is you can have your spectator pick any card from your deck. And then you can make that card magically appear in lots of different places. You can make it jump around, and you can make it appear all over your house. So let's dive straight in. Take your cards, and what you do is you take them out of the box. And if you put them down and ask someone to cut the cards, but always cut the cards lengthways like this, not widthways. Don't cut them like this or it won't work. To make the magic happen, we need to cut the cards lengthways and then pick up the rest of the cards and put them on top. This is called completing the cut. And when you do that, you can ask someone, turn over the top card, and that is their special card. We turn it back over, we can cut the cards again. Remember, always do it lengthways. And then we can cast a shadow, we can tap the deck, we can call their card to the top, rise. We turn it over, and their card has come back to the top. We can do this again. They can cut the cards themselves, as long as they do it along the long side. And there is their card. If we cut the cards into 4 piles, again, we do it lengthways. We can ask the spectator to pick any pile. And when we turn that card over, it's their card. We turn it back. We can make it jump through the air. And we can even do it quickly by doing this. Absolutely fabulous. Now, if we take all the cards and put them back on top of each other, like this, we can turn them over and show by taking our thumb, we hold it like this, and we go from the front to the back of the cards with our thumb, bending them slightly. You can look down and show that all the cards are different. So front to the back. If, however, we cut the cards and show that that's their card, and we put that one on the bottom, if we hold the cards the other way, so the back of the cards facing forwards, and we do our thumb this time, and we look down, we have changed the cards. Oops. You have to do it very carefully. We've changed the cards into their special card. But of course, if we do it the other way, they all appear different. Now the nice thing with this is that's a lovely little magic routine that you can do. But also, because you know what card they're going to select, because it's their special card, and you already know what that is, you can do this as a prediction. You can have it written down. You could have that card somewhere else in the house. There are so many possibilities. What you should do is you should have fun with this effect. Try and think of ways and places you can put the card so that you can reveal which card they have picked. And that is the long and short cards. Thank you. This trick is the classic card trick that all magicians can do. You're going to have a card selected by a spectator, and then you're going to find that card when it's put back into the packet of cards. This is a fabulous effect that you can do with any packet of cards. So someone can give you a pack of cards, their own, so they know there's no jiggery-pokery. But we will know the secret. Remember, a good magician never says how it's done. For this trick, we're going to need a packet of cards. And what we're going to do is you're going to take the cards and you're going to give them a little mix. And then you're going to ask someone, and I'm assisted today by Caspian, who some of you may have met at the Steel Cauldron. Caspian, would you like to take a card, please? Have a little look. I'm looking away. When you've remembered your card, Caspian, please put it back on top. We'll give the cards a cut. Oh, cast a shadow now, Caspian. I have to try and work out which card you would pick. And I have a little look through the cards. You're the sort of lad. Oh, I don't know what you'd pick. Would it be a joker? Would it be one of the jokers? Or would it be... Oh, interesting. I think you would pick a card of romance, a card of beauty. I think you would pick the Queen of Diamonds. Now, remember, the way we do this is by knowing what the bottom card is. Now, you can do it by putting the cards in your pack, in your box, and you already know what the bottom card is. You just have to remember it. Or, when you get the cards out, you can have a sneaky peek while you shuffle. And if you drop a few cards on top, and then just put the rest of the cards at the bottom, you'll know what the bottom card is. And that looks very fair. And then Caspian comes in, and you just ask someone to pick a card. It can be any card. There he is. He's picked the Jack of Clubs. He puts that on top. Now we know the bottom card. The bottom card is the Seven of Hearts. When I cut the cards, I'm putting the Seven of Hearts on top of the Jack of Clubs. And what that means is when I turn it over, and if I push the cards to the right, supporting them in my hands, and I keep pushing until I see, very slowly, the Seven of Hearts. There's the Seven of Hearts. And the card to the right of the Seven of Hearts, remember that's that way, this is the right hand, that's the Jack of Clubs. That card is the card that was selected. And what you can do is you keep going at this point, and you talk about the sort of card that the person would pick, and then split the cards. So we have two piles. Place the cards in the left hand onto the bottom of the cards in the right hand, and now, not only do you know what card Caspian picked, but it's also on top of the deck. And that is how to name a selected card. Thank you. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could shuffle some cards and then make all 4 aces appear on the top of your deck? As if by magic you can create 4 of a kind. Well, this trick lets you do just that. And it doesn't have to be the 4 aces. It can be the 4 kings, the queens. It could be any of the cards you want. But remember, don't share how you did it. A good magician keeps their secrets. to make the 4 aces appear on top of the deck, what we're going to do is we're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4 cards into a pile on our right. Remember, this is the right hand. Then we'll deal 4 more cards. 4 more, and then 4 more cards. So we have 4 piles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each pile has 4 cards. Starting with the pile on the left, we'll call this pile number 1. We pick it up and we take the top card and put it to the bottom. 1 card. Then we take the second card and put it to the bottom. 2 cards. And then the third card, and it goes to the bottom. And then we put 1 card on each of the piles in turn. And then we repeat that for each of the remaining 3 piles. So we take the second pile and we take 3 cards from the top. 1, 2, 3, and put them to the bottom. And then we deal 1, 2, and back to the start, 3 cards. We do it again. 1, 2, 3 cards to the bottom, and then 1, 2, 3 cards. And then with the last pile, we go 1, 2, 3 to the bottom, and then we go straight back to the beginning and go 1, 2, 3. And what this means now, we can wave our hands. We have an ace here. This card is an ace. This card is an ace. Oh! All 4 aces. But also, as a special bonus, I was chatting to Caspian, who's been helping me, and he thought it would be a very good idea if we did some extra magic at this point. And if we wave again, now, look! It's the kings. And the kings match the suits. And if we can do it with the kings, then as Caspian points out, a little bit more magic. And we can do it with the queens. And if we can do it with the queens, a little bit more gives us the jacks. Which, I hope you'll agree, is a fabulous little magic effect. Now, to do this magic effect, what we need to do is start out with all of the cards like this. And I'm going to ask Caspian to come and join me as he talks me through how we turn this arrangement of cards into the magic trick. So, Caspian!
Thank you very much, Professor. So, from this arrangement, the way we get back to the setup, knowing that the cards are like this, if we then put them back this way up, so that they are all face down, all we then have to do is remember what we did to get here and work backwards. So, let me just try and get my head around it, because I'm at the opposite side of the table to the Professor.
I think I understand. So I dealt this card
From here.
from this pile, and I dealt this card from this pile,
Yeah.
and I dealt this card from this pile, and then I took 3 cards from the top to the bottom. So if I reverse that, I do that in the other direction. I take 1 card from the bottom and put it on top. I take a second card and put it on top, and I take the third card and put it on top, put it down,
Yes.
and then I work backwards.
And work backwards.
So I
yes.
take this pile and I dealt that one
Yes.
last. So I put this card on top, and then I dealt this one, and then I dealt this one, and then I had 1 from the bottom, 2 from the bottom, 3 from the bottom, and that's my third pile. So I need to do the same for this one. So I dealt this card, and then I dealt that card, and then I dealt that card, and I take 1 from the bottom to the top, 2, 3 cards from the bottom to the top, and now I need to do the same for this card. So I dealt that card, and that card, and that card, and I take 1 from the bottom to the top, 2nd card from the bottom to the top, and a 3rd card from the bottom to the top, and that's my 4 piles. And I dealt this pile first, so I need this pile to be on top. So if I take this pile and put it on top of there,
because we dealt from the top to the bottom.
Oh, we did.
So what we will need to do is take 1 card at a time.
Oh, yes.
From each of the piles, so that we reverse the order, so that as we deal them out, they end up in the correct order, to then end up with the ace, king, queen, jack for each suit in its own pile.
And then we put those on top of the deck, and we are ready to start the effect.
We are.
Thank you very much, Caspian. That's made it much clearer for me. But remember, you don't have to do it all the way. If you just want to do the 4 aces, just get the 4 aces and make sure they're on top of your deck. And if you put the 4 aces on top of the deck, if you then follow the instructions and deal 4 piles of 4 cards, and then take each pile in turn, 1, 2, 3 to the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 3 to the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and then deal 1 card on top. And this is the magic spell, the little ritual. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, a little wave, and now all of the aces are on top. Well, a big thank you for Caspian for helping me there, and thank you for joining us for this trick. This trick is one of my favourites in the whole of magic. You can take a piece of string and show someone how to tie a knot in it without letting go of the ends, and then ask them if they would like to have a go. They do exactly what you do, but it doesn't work. After they've tried it for a few times, they'll get a little bit frustrated, but in a good way. And then you can break the magician's code on this trick, just this trick, and you can show them how it works. But don't do that until they've agreed to buy you a new toy or buy you your favourite drink, because the secret sometimes is worth that. Let's tie a knot in a rope without letting go of the ends. Now, there is a very old way, which involves folding your arms. Your arms must be folded properly, and then grabbing the rope ends, and then undoing your arms, and you tie a knot. But I want to teach you the second way, the sneaky, magical way. Now, I've taken my robe off so that it'll be a little bit easier to see. And if I take the rope and I place it over my left hand and pull it down and slightly to the front, can you see we have a left hole, and then there's a hole here on the right hand side. If I take the rope in through the left hole and then bring it out, not letting go, just moving my hands, and then I get this shape. And this little bit here, that's where the knot's going to form. And all I do is I roll my hands and the rope comes off. And I've got a knot in my rope. So what you do is you give the rope, or you give the rope to someone else, or even better, get them to have their own piece of rope or string, and you do it again. Show them again. So we go over the right arm, over the left arm. We go in through the left hole with our whole hand. We pull it out through the right, and we get this shape. And then we roll our hands, and we get the knot. And what will happen? This is the sneaky bit. The person doing it will do exactly what you've just done. They'll go in through the left, out through the right, and then they'll roll it off their hands. And their knot they won't make their knot. So they'll try it again. And guide them through it. Tell them what they're doing is right, because it is. You go over their arm, in through the left hole, out through the right hole, and roll it off. Oh, almost. I almost got it then. And keep doing this until they offer whatever you want. For you to tell them the secret, because everything up to this point is correct. But when we do it the magical way, the sneaky wizard's way, is as we roll it off our hands, we let go of this bit of rope and we grab this bit of rope, and now we'll always get a knot. And the great thing is that when you practice, and you have to practice this, but when you practice it, you can do it in front of someone and they'll never see. So let's just do a little close-up of how we let go of the knot, or how we let go of the rope and make the knot. So this is your view. And if you go over your hand, over your arm, in through the left hole, out through the right, can you see you get this shape? And what we're going to do is we're going to let go this piece of rope here with your right hand. And you're going to grab this bit of rope here. And you do that as you're rolling it off your hands. So it looks in slow motion like this. So I'll show you again. So we go over the right with the right arm. There's our two holes, the left hole and the right hole. In through the left, out through the right. There's our shape. We let go of this bit of rope and grab this bit of rope here. Like that. And there we have our knot. So you can see, it sounds much harder than it is to do. And it's a lot harder to explain than actually do it. But if you follow the instructions and you go over your arm, in through the left, out through the right, and then as you're rolling your hand off, you swap this end for this bit of rope, you will always get a knot. It's such a fabulous thing. Please do go and practice. And remember, this is the only thing that you learned in the wizard school that you can share. This is the only trick that you can tell someone how to do it, because they need to learn how to do it. If you've puzzled them with it, share the secret, but get them to buy you something first, a toy or a drink. Thank you.